Hello there. Today we again have quite interesting match between Error and Kamchi. So that surely will be something interesting. It works. Let's go. Screen. It seems Error will be player 1 and with color blue. So let's set that already. And we are waiting for Kamchi. So yeah. Uh, Guys are quietly bickering between themselves. So that's interesting. And let me take a look at chat. Oh yes, Kamchi was playing League of Legends, so he's probably a bit delayed. But we will see how it goes. Hopefully he finishes soon, and it will be Romans versus Vikings. Vikings on the side of Error. Okay, good. So yeah, let's take a look at the map, perhaps, first. Honestly, this sounds like quite a good map when it comes to forest. If it's not too close to the mountains, it should be fine to just have it basically on the other side towards the middle. And that way you can basically save your entire forest without too much trouble. But yeah. All right. Okay, there is the Kamchi. There is our player, number 2. Okay. Kamchi. And I guess yellow. Let's see, I will at worst change it later. Just for now we are waiting. Again, waiting there. Okay, but let's see, I hope this will be an interesting match. I mean, it should be. These are two quite good players. Maybe Error is not like super top tier, but Kamchi should be. Though Error still can beat Kamchi, so yeah. And the preparations are going smoothly. And soon, hopefully everyone will give a green light and we will be able to begin. Hopefully. Romans versus Vikings. If error does manage to rush quite well. Well, the prediction came true. So yeah, the first total error of this game. Hopefully the last. 1-0 go next, yep. Waiting to re-get the lobby. That's such a standard thing that happens basically. Quite often. Kamchi stealing blue color and position. Wasn't error choosing? Okay, let's see. Yeah, first agreement, or rather disagreement in this game. Okay, I have to change anyway. All right. Yeah, that's much nicer. Let's go. And the game starts. Yep. Reveal. The game works. Quite amazing. And let's take a look at this map. Are you serious? Like, yeah, this game is so bugged. Okay, that's not a bug. That's just the next mistake. Like, what the heck? Yeah, it might be OP map. Yeah, for sure. I haven't gotten a good look at it yet, but perhaps at the third attempt of launching this game, we will be able to finally see something. Oh. But the preview does look very good. Okay, it seems the game works. So let's take a look. Okay. There is a bit of stone, not like metric ton, and the stacks are quite away. However, it's far more than enough for both of those nations, I think. The river is basically completely covered in forest, like except for this part, and then this part is in stone, and then this part is in PT. and there is no real alternative. This is quite far away. Yeah, basically every other river is quite far. The stack is fine, I guess. Like, yeah, for HG it's fine. And the forest might be kind of tough for Vikings, in my opinion. Because, yeah, you kind of want to place it fast, but at the same time... Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. That's like 4th or 5th. 5 restarts. That's quite not good. Quite not good. Or rather, not quite good. Well, anyway, the mountains look really good. The only thing that I could think that will be kind of problematic for Vikings will be the desert, and I expect them to just use the diggers to just dig through that and get that done. So yeah, the mountains do look very, very good. For now, at least, we will see what is in them in a bit later part of the game, if we ever get to that. Okay. Okay. There we go. The game seems to work fine right now. Now see that stone field is, I think, a bit worse for Romans than for Vikings. Like, okay, I got a fatal error right now, but the game works. So yeah, let's hope that it stays that way till the end of the game. For now, the building or build order is basically standard. I basically lost all my focus when it comes to commenting after like 4 or 5 restarts, but the game works, and let's hope it stays that way. But okay. This desert is not in very convenient location for Vikings. Hey, come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! That's cursed. This game is cursed. Not even VC. I think I will just do Settlers restart at this point. So let's wait a bit. I guess I have to restart that as well, but I will do that slightly later. Yeah, probably yes. And I have to get the stuff going again, the stats. So yeah, let's get some settlers. I have to copy something else then. Okay, let's wait for the game to start and then I will set up the stats. Blue, yellow, wherever Kamchi. Okay, game seems to work. Finally. Finally. And we got desync. What? Oh, come on, I just restarted. Oh my god. Great viewing experience for sure. At least I know that my Settlers United is up to date. As okay, there was probably dissing because okay, I think I know what happened. Some players had the update and some did not, probably. Before it worked until when I got the. Well, that probably would go faster than actually starting this match. Okay. Please let it go. Let it snow. 。 Okay, fatal error. Lobby simulator. I can't even quit yet. What's going on? Terrible, terrible stuff. I think I will start reading in the meantime, because there's really nothing else to do. I could try to say something about some stuff, but is there a point, really? Nothing is really happening, and, well, that's not very fun. Let's say that, let's say that. It does sound like something that is somewhat important. I will have to put a timestamp in this video to basically say that it is like start from this minute. Okay, I was worried for a second that they picked the wrong themes and we were going to restart again. But no, it works. It just works, Todd Howard. But yeah, I guess we finally can start the game, which 30 minutes later, yes, that certainly is normal time that you gotta just expect when you are launching this game. Granted that no desync happens later in game, but yeah. Do we see any deviations? Not really. They are just plain. Okay, focus. Focus on the game, not on the desyncs. Donkey. Okay, so RR is doing pretty standard build. I have a feeling that this will be more of a lower forest count game from him. Probably like 16 to 18 lumberjacks. We will see how that goes. I kinda expect him to try to rush, but in the end I think he will get... well, I don't want to say he will get scared, but it is very possible that this will happen. But he will just try to rush and get kind of scared that Kamchi is in a really good position, although the space between them is actually not that big. So yeah, the rush is certainly possible. I just have to see how Error deals with that. Meanwhile, Kamchi is playing pretty standard Roman build. Probably one too many stonecutters when it comes to early game, but that's just the difference in playstyle, I think. So yeah, no major mistakes here. Actually, right now it's kind of hard to make mistakes, I believe. Well, you can forget like sawmills or residency. So yeah, that's possible as well. But we also see that Error is moving forest already here. And what I noticed is that if you place it in reverse, so like here is forester, here are two lumberjacks, it's fine if they are like that, but they will certainly work faster if the forester is slightly in front and the forest is also in front of them instead of behind. so that does add a bit of efficiency to them in the end. And well, he will be also able to just cut down this forest as well. But yeah, I would be largely in favor in moving later parts of the forest to like here. If he takes a, well, he might have actually very hard time getting a tower here without pioneers. If this forester starts just to make forests everywhere, plant trees everywhere, this spot might be very hard to get. So I would just pre-place a tower here, because this is prime forest spot in my opinion. That's very good forest spot. There is nearly no chance that it will be made into pubs by settlers, and thus it should work quite well. Here, this might be under some pressure when it comes to, well, footprint of those little dudes right here. Like literal ecological footprint that they leave behind as they travel. So yeah, this might be under some danger, and you certainly don't want to have forests here, because you do need a bit of that river at least, given that you have no other body of water nearby. So you gotta get some fishermen and some waterworks here. So some space is surely useful. And I know that it might seem like you have a lot, but often that a lot is just not enough, especially if the game goes for a longer time. But for now it's fine. Like, he can do that. Later he can move the forest, obviously that's additional cost in APM, pinking time, etc. But for now that's fine. Meanwhile, Kamchi is just making 2 foresters, I guess, cutting down this forest. Oh, that's kind of weird. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It kind of looks like there is 1 forester too little. But we will see. And also, tools are already being made, which is really good for Kamchi. A bit faster than Error. Error is still developing. Although he did reach his maximum lumberjack population that does not require more tools. And let's take a look at the mountains. For now they are decent. Nothing exceptional. Some gold spots are there. And, well, while not a lot, that's still something. Especially that you can just get them early on. And that can kinda snowball for the later game. There are a lot of good coal spots. And not a lot of iron. Only this spot is like semi-decent. Not like great, but semi-decent. And then oh, we see some gold. But on the other side we do have a bit more iron, but generally speaking I can see the iron being a slight problem here. Meanwhile, on this mountain there is also some gold, but we will wait till they actually discover a bit more of it before commenting more on it. And while looking for differences, we can see that Kamchi is not even going for that mountain just yet. He's just sticking to this one, but with a force of geologists, a lot of them. Meanwhile, Error is using like 6, 9 in total. Kamchi has like 4, 5, around 10 or 12? It's hard to count. In any case, that's many more. That's 5? That's 12. Okay, Kamchi is going for 12 geologists. That's kinda a lot in my opinion. Meanwhile, Error with 9. I personally usually do like 8 to 10. So I would say I'm kinda below them, honestly, when it comes to that. But Kamchi is already also taking first mines. I guess that's kinda advantage of Romans. So I shouldn't be surprised that Vikings actually are a little bit slower and that you always prioritize the forest first, and only later on you actually do something more with it. Although that being said, I just don't like this forest. It sits in prime spot for as soon as heavy industry gets here, and like here to kind of be in a path between some kind of fish or other food items to just be transported through there. So yeah, I don't quite like that as much. But in any case, we will see how that goes for Error. I just don't quite agree with this kind of planning of his base. Also not quite enough stonecutters, perhaps. But that will be only a problem if he stops expanding his forest and actually goes for heavy industry, although on 5 he might as well be fine, depending on what he goes for. If he plans to actually cast a lot of magic, get a lot of stone to irons or deers or just stuff like that. So yeah. Meanwhile, Kamchi is playing, from what I can see, kinda standard. This is basically forest, like forest street or something. Already having first hunter. I always do enjoy placing a tower somewhere close to him, so he can just work on a wider area. Which I'm not seeing here right now, but that's not that big of an issue, honestly. And he's doing that right now. Perfect. And we can also see first mana, or rather wine being made. Already plants first grapes. I kinda have to remember some of those names. Sorry about that. And we see a bit more of it. Oh, interesting. A lot of mana very early on can be a strong deterrent when it comes to rushing. And honestly, I kinda like to see a lot of mana. Well, maybe not a lot, but I kinda like what I see from Kamchi right now, like placing the mana right as the farms are coming in. I don't know if I wouldn't prefer getting farms a bit earlier, not like super early, but just a bit earlier, before mana, but we'll see how that goes. No pressure here, honestly. Meanwhile, Error is also getting his first few farms. Not going to 6th, I believe, not just yet. Which might be fine if he is going to go for something very gradual. But I don't think Error plays like that. Gradual style is, in my opinion, rather good if you are not very good at the game. But I mean, it's quite good overall, it's just slower. But you can play with it on quite high level anyway. And he's actually doing very good thing, already taking that gold. Recognizing that there is not that much gold here, at least not on this mountain. And this one will be captured much later. And Kamchi is kinda doing the same, just a bit slower than Error, probably due to that mana. But yeah, I can see that Kamchi is just playing pretty standard 6-farm romance build. Maybe he will add 7th? I don't see it just yet. Yep. Okay, they are probably thinking what that is. They got used to that, honestly, at this point. You know, if you can only get hit by lightning so many times, they are just waiting for PT. It's like 35 minutes off, so hopefully not too long for them. But honestly, Kamchi looks very solid for this minute, I think. I mean, he's basically getting all his basic setups done here. Getting mines, getting a bit earlier food, I really do like that. Meanwhile, Error gets 4 farm. 4 to 3 to 4 to 4. Or is it? I don't quite remember the ratio. I believe it's 4 to and 3 for Vikings. So that's Error's plan, although I'm not seeing any mana just yet. It's probably being built somewhere, as these are small temples, and this is the big temple, and honestly, oftentimes you can just go for the big temple and that will suffice for quite some time for what you're planning to do. Like 2 stones to iron, 2 deers you can get from just one destroyed and rebuilt temple, but that's still quite a lot of value. That's like 40 to 50 mana depending on how you play, with like 1 random gift additionally, so that's quite nice. And except for that, we see already gold being stored. We see Rai is trying to just store some stone, but it's not going too well. I mean, that's just 7 stone cutters, so that's not a lot, honestly. You could get many more. And most importantly, we already see the gold being smelted. Oh, he's going for... What is happening in Armor's base? Okay, 4 to 4. I don't think that's correct ratio. I'm pretty sure you were taking like 1 less bakery to the farms. You should take 5th one. 5th farm. Okay. Let's see if there perhaps is any scouting. Well, not from Error's side. He is in fact quite blind. And let's look at Kamchi. And Kamchi actually did scout a bit. It's good that he does know about this mountain. I was kinda worried for a second. Although none of them is actually scouting. Just not yet, perhaps. Okay, Error already has the mage. Where did it go is my question. It's probably moving towards the magazine. But I'm not seeing it anywhere just yet. Here is the mana. 1, 2, 1. Honestly, I have hard time sometimes spotting some of those. Okay, it's 3.4. Okay. I don't quite remember how I played, as I played a bit differently. It might... Okay, here is the mage. And the deers will be coming in. Okay, I think I played something like 5-3-4, honestly. Or something similar to that. I mean, I will go and check as well. Let me see. Honestly, it's 4 bakers for 5 farms, 5 optimal farms. And for 4 farms, it's like 3.2. Okay. So it's fine-ish. It's not bad. But at the same time, I do prefer the 5 farm setup, as it's just more efficient overall. Honestly, I kinda realize how much I have forgotten about Vikings. As recently I'm basically exclusively playing Mayans in every game and on every map. I do still remember Romance quite well though, hopefully. And yeah, that's 6 farm start. 4 bakeries, 2 animal farms. That looks quite good. 3 manas, gathering resources quite nicely and already getting some some heavy industry, as I like to call it. In the meantime, yeah, we see the deers being summoned. Honestly, you just need one soldier like right here, and it would be perfect. Although I don't think they want to go to the desert anyway, so that's of no matter. But if you place this soldier like here, then they would just run away from this, well, a bit of space that he is not controlling. Yeah, so that's like... Okay, that's fine, just not very optimal. Well, I guess I'm not one to talk. Anyway, second toolsmith from Kamchi. First small temple. Large temple. Honestly, this looks quite good overall. That is... This build reminds me a lot of the Mayan 6 farm build, although Kamchi right now has 7 farms. But it still kinda reminds me a lot of that. Well, I guess that's because it is similar in the end. Meanwhile, I don't think you can even play like that with Vikings. They are kinda too heavy on the early game, and then you kinda need more time to just adjust after that. So you basically gotta go for magic to keep up, I guess. And also Error is not storing any resources other than gold, which I do think is a bit of a mistake if he is not using them right away. That being said, okay, I hope Error doesn't get trapped by his own, well, trap that he wants to play too good. So he starts to skip on settlers, which he does quite often. And it's not something good you should do. I would rather have too many settlers than too little, although that's often hard to judge, and that other mountain won't make it easier. As basically every additional spot your settlers have to go to is a problem, because it requires more and more settlers the larger and the larger your base is. And well, let's take a look at the stats, and honestly said, I'm kind of surprised that Error has this many more settlers than Kamchi. But yeah, looking closely, no one is actually standing still. But at the same time, the mana is still being, well, maybe not anymore, but it was carried just a while ago, so it's not yet a big deal, and he is adding additional residencies, so that's good. But overall, they're going very much head to head in everything except for settlers count. Kamchi also has a lot more builders than Error at this stage of the game. And honestly, Error is slightly ahead. It's just a question how long this will last. If Kamchi just starts pumping out tons of production equipment and buildings, you will soon see a rapid shift from Kamchi. And honestly, I don't quite like it either. It kinda feels too thin. Although this path is nice. Meanwhile, Error's forest is not yet in very bad shape. I mean, here it's like not great. Here is fine, and here it's alright, I guess. Wait, only 180? I mean, they have quite a bit more from what I see. You mean 280? Because Kamchi has like, at this stage, like... Oh, okay. You were talking about minute 38. I didn't see that. It actually got covered on my screen with that emote thing of YouTube, which is surely great, I guess. Okay. But oh well. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it might not be enough, but of course, it somehow worked for him still, so it wasn't that bad. Even if it is not enough, he kinda corrected quickly and added tons of settlers. Which is good, like he managed to spot the difference and address it quickly. Let's take a look if Error has any stone mines. Nope. But he is taking this gold and also this gold. That's 6 and 10. Meanwhile, Kamchi 4, 5, 6. Kamchi has a lot less gold. Like, I don't like that. Although Kamchi has this gold, that Error does not. Also, I don't think they have any pioneers. Which I also think is kinda a mistake. You can always use a few to, like, grab this, for example. Yeah, like, I did talk about this earlier, once they started to uncover the mountains at first. But yeah, like, here there weren't any good spots for iron. Well, here there also not really. It is this one, this one. Here is like a lot of iron. And here there is some iron as well. Fortunately, you don't need that much iron. And Kamchi is still fine with it. Although, he seems to be... No, it should be fine. Meanwhile, Error is... Yeah, he is making some iron bars. He is taking some army. And he is going with towers towards Kamchi. Which I do agree with if he's planning to be aggressive. Although what I'm worried about is that he just won't be able to pass through this. Easily at least. But yeah, towering should be a part of this game. Since they are quite close to each other. And Error is getting, well, an advantage. And quite substantial one, probably. Yeah, that's quite substantial one. Error has as many weapons as Kamchi, but he already recruited like 85 units. That's a lot. At the same time, Kamchi is only now adding that production that he just so desperately needs. And Error is actually getting through his gold stash quite well as well. But yeah, I would love to see like some pioneers. They are not very necessary on this map, but getting like some gold spots would be so much more convenient with it. Okay, I was kinda... At this point, I was kinda paranoid that it was a signal for some error, but fortunately not. Fortunately not. And Error is getting, let's see, KK 93 to 92. Honestly, at this point, I would basically make one set of eye catchers. I believe that the eye catchers would just be better than the units at this point. Like the additional KK would be so worth it here. At least that's my opinion. But yeah, Error looks very solid. To like 8 weaponsmiths is really good result, honestly. At least in my opinion, 8 weaponsmiths is a really good result. Meanwhile, he only has like 3, 4, 5 iron smelters. So that's not that many. And I'm just kind of worried that Aaron might not have enough settlers soon, or even already. That might be a slight problem. I mean, some are standing still, but these are not many. So I believe Aaron soon will be out of settlers if he does not add a metric ton of residences. Because this amount of echo does take a certain amount of carrying force. And that is not something small. 5 farms, I believe. And yeah, we are getting more deers as meat is slowly running dry. And when it comes to fights, Error won't have much magic, which might be the saving grace for Kamchi if Error can't just feed his entire army and bloodlust his way through his base. And well, Error has a lot of army. And that KK won't be of use for Kamchi when it comes to defensive fight. But Kamchi does look fine at least. Although Error is still much better, just short on settlers, I think. Oh, okay, no longer. But he still has to be extremely careful as he does not have a lot of settlers. But honestly, I have to say that this was quite a good game from Error. And honestly, he was playing for a rush, and I would be rushing. If you are playing like that, you should rush. So go, 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 go. Don't stay in your base, Kamchi will outscale you. Maybe not soon, but he will outscale you, most likely. So you just shouldn't stay there. You should attack, you have nothing else to recruit. You shouldn't even wait for... Okay, let's take a look at the team's point of view. And okay, Error is like scouting some. And he is moving. Does Kamchi see this? Yes, he just killed... Okay, Kamchi sees that Error is moving. Both of them know. But Kamchi does not yet see where Error is, and that means only one thing, that he has to be here. Like, somewhere here. Oh, he didn't even... Error, don't be like that. If you are playing for a rush, you should rush. There is the thief from Kamchi. And Kamchi sees everything. But, okay, that's still a huge advantage for Error. But Error is basically not coming in for 5 minutes, and that's 5 minutes that Kamchi just gained for basically nothing. It's not like Error is actually waiting for Kaka. Okay, he might be waiting for Kaka, but... Yeah, that should have been placed before PT, I guess. Just go in and get the KK while you are there, I guess. You got to rush, in my opinion. If you're playing like that, you have huge advantage, and it will just keep getting smaller, I guess. Well, looking at Kamchi, probably not. But... yeah, I guess I lost my bet. I bet on Kamchi, and yeah, it seems to not be correct in this case. Lemon lessons seem to be paying off quite well. Go, 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 rush. And yeah, the difference is kinda not shrinking, but it's not growing wider anyway. So yeah, like Kamchi might, Kamchi is getting in a better position as time goes on, in my opinion. For sure with mana. And yeah, the fight starts. I mean, I feel like he tried to play romance a bit like Mayans, but it failed in the end. Like, and Error is kinda not good because he's literally just not committing to what he should be doing. Like, just commit. Just commit, dude. By the way, Kamchi couldn't take Trojans because they were banned by Error. And Kamchi banned Mayans from Error, or Error. So yeah. This mage is going to die. Okay, we see shields, we see probably some converts. Okay, some slight flanking from Error, very good. Just add some freeze to that. Okay, but there goes convert. And another one. And there goes the flanking maneuver. Honestly, I don't know if that was that good. Maybe just shields would have been better together with like lightning spell, because so far like Kamchi is just losing here. Kamchi is straight up losing. There are just too many units when it comes to Error, and he's not sending reinforcements, which I don't quite like, honestly. And then like Kamchi is now forced into retreat and fighting on his own terrain probably till the end of the game. Error is trying to tower, but yeah, he can't just yet. Error is picking some units out, and soon the saboteur PT will be over, so we will be able to see some base destruction, if Error even makes them. Let's see. He does not. This is a really good fight for Kamchi, I think. With this building in the way. Well, mainly this building in the way. He should have just played Mayans, I think. Last time he didn't play like amazing game when it comes to Mayans. But it was better. It was better. Like, maybe, okay, maybe not twice as good, but it was good. Here is his last. GG. I will just be polite. And well, we are waiting for the game number 2. Up to the game 3. Well, that does look quite good. Yeah, Error had an advantage basically in every category except for mana. Food was alright. He was casting a lot. But the army was just overwhelming, honestly. But okay, I will be waiting for another map. Hopefully it shows up soon. We can also check PT, by the way. Although I don't know if I will be able to, because I'm commentator and yeah, I can check PT stats. Players have to. So that's one thing. And we are waiting for game 2. Alright, so what do you guys think about this game? How did it go? Well, it was certainly not as exciting as I hoped for, and Error actually played quite a good game. But overall, it had potential. That's all I can say. It had potential. Okay, Error posted PT stats, so I can look at them. And honestly, Error had like nearly twice as many soldiers. Like 200 more gold, more than 200, 220 more gold. More settlers, pretty much equal mana. Like, oh my. Kamchi really didn't show himself from the best side. And we are waiting for map number 2. So, yeah. Hopefully it won't take that long. I know that sometimes it takes some time to get, but hopefully this time it won't be that long. Also, I have to try one time to actually join the game without restarting the game after uploading the map. Okay. The game was reported, that means the map should be generated soon. And yeah, right now Kamchi will have to win either MG or LG. And I don't know if Kamchi is that good there. Like, I'm not quite sure. Like, Error is quite good on LG. As long as he isn't like rushed. Which people say you can't rush LG, but I disagree. You can rush LG. You very much can rush LG. If we can take anything from this game is that Kamchi should train his romance a bit more. Okay, I have to go to panic for map. Okay. Oh, it does work. I will get ready and I will be right back. As I will just quickly leave for a second. Alright, I'm back. I have to change stats real quick, but I will do that up. Oh, with the Mayans. What do you mean, the German part? I don't quite get it. Can you explain? The game. Oh, the map is also close. Oh, I don't. There is no, this is Polish tournament. So it's only me commenting in a language other than Polish, actually. So yeah, I don't think there is anyone else. But anyway, I got to update the stats. Are in blue, I like the consistency. Yeah. Okay, so we have game 2 that is MG. And we have Kamchi on Mayans and Error on the Vikings. I'm really surprised to not see any ban on Vikings. I gotta check what they banned, honestly. Because that's really curious. What did Kamchi ban over the Vikings? Vikings are so OP on MG. Like, so incredibly OP. That's not even funny. Okay, game 2. What? Okay, Kamchi banned Mayans for error. Kamchi banned Mayans for error? On MG? That's like weird almost. That's like almost weird, in my opinion. Vikings are just so good. Although Mayans can beat Vikings, I think. Like they have a lot of possible options. Like the blowgunners are kinda insane, honestly. And what's funny is that on MG, your biggest problem as Mayans is actually wood. At least in early game. That being said, on this map, there should be enough stone for Kamchi to last the whole game, at least till PT. He also has easy access to mana, so the stone shouldn't be a problem at all. At the same time, it feels like this is quite a good forest for Error. Like he will be able to take this mountain quite well here. Probably not with pioneers, but overall he should be able to make like one more tower, get some resources from this, but it shouldn't be enough to actually destroy this forest, as most likely they will go like that. At the same time, there is a lot of stone that might be kinda disruptive for Vikings, but at the same time here is just enough space to get this mountain without that much trouble. And also a lot of stone means that Error will be able to basically just cast a lot of stone to iron. And that will be nice. The stone on MG is not only nice for Mayans, it's also nice for Vikings. Since you don't really cast any deer, you very much prefer the stone to iron to get it the fastest possible rush time on the Vikings. So Error will be playing second game as a rush, which is quite good, for him at least. I just hope that Kamchi actually does perform quite well, because this is a matchup that I wished to see for some time. So this is basically a memento of sorts to Kamchi versus Fennec, where Kamchi lost to Vikings, but on Trojans. And, well, that was quite hotly discussed, let's say, in our community. But overall, he is kind of faster when it comes to getting this mountain. Overall, Mayans are quite path. Maybe not so much on MG, because yeah, like the wood kinda limits you. The wood limit is not great, honestly. At the same time, that's very fast water. Although it's good because he's probably just marking the spots and sending one stone over, which is not a big deal. Honestly, for now they do look good, but I do hope that performance from Kamchi will be a lot better than in the past game. And what I didn't comment on before is that this river is also very much within the forest. And honestly, here he could do very good fishermen's everywhere. They would have a very close distance to this mountain. But I don't know if it might just be better to like just build heavy industry there, as it will be sort of problematic to push through this stone, because all this space is basically dead for Vikings. He has to make the heavy industry somewhere else. Otherwise that will be a problem for him. And also, yeah, okay, fourth. And also first farm, that's really fast from error, honestly. But yeah, we basically see quite OP race that, or rather, race that is proven to be very, very, very strong on MG. Like, one of the like hotly disputed topics, or rather discussed, not really disputed with anyone, just discussed, was the amount of pickaxes for Vikings. And we found out that they have kinda too many of them. Like, you could take one away and it wouldn't change much of anything. At least in early game, until you get the first toolmaker. And honestly, I wonder if that one pickaxe would even change a lot. And I don't know, it's hard to say for me. On Mayans that would be massive change, but on Vikings they might not even see it. Right. And yeah, Error is really, really, really fast. I don't know if not too fast. He does not have many settlers. I kind of worry that he will just be... Well, he won't do well when it comes to settlers. He will be excited, tries to play too well for his own good, forgets about settlers and loses that way. Which is something he might very well do. Honestly, Kamchi does not look too far from Error. It also looks very good too for 8. 8 is not a number I go for usually, but it's not a bad number. You kinda want to make like 150 troops on PT, that's like a really good result, and I think with this kind of setup, Mayans might be able to do it. And Vikings will just use the stone that they have in abundance, honestly. Because that's clearly too much stone. Like 2 stacks would be more than enough. In the meantime, water is already ready. And that's good actually. Just no small temple just yet. And then we have the farms. Honestly, like, comparing everything, Error's timing is not much worse. He's very close to Kamchi's, which is curious, because he will just be so much faster when it comes to weapon production. Like that you just can't deny. First farm, no meal just yet. Okay. I kinda expect to see 4 farm from Kamchi. 4 farms is quite a good number. 4 to 6, I guess. Though I do like playing 4. And I often don't like playing meat. And when it comes to settlers, they are pretty even. Kamchi has a bit more, Error has a bit less, and Kamchi is actually ahead in buildings by quite a good margin. He has less buildings, but they are worth a lot more, actually. A lot more. And we have yet to see first temple. He needs to expand slightly here. Error might be trapped by this space if he does not expand. With towers. Get a tower here, please. Tower here. Perhaps even like here. Because this map uniquely very much constrains you on the building space that is easily accessible. So it might be an issue for Error. And this is a good timing when it comes to mill, as this grain farm is already taking in its first harvest. And it will simply have somewhere to go. Also, the first mines are already being built. Okay, he has some gold spots. It's not like there is no gold. Although what I'm curious about is why there is no one actually taking this middle mountain. But when it comes to resources on this mountain, there is also not a lot of good iron spots that are close by. And that again favors Vikings. Oh well. Wait, no, don't scroll. The stone is already being gathered. Honestly, at this point, okay, that's good. It will be hard to find good space for barracks, I think. But at this point, you might as well start first weapon production. What might it be? No idea, honestly. That's towered. And Kamchi is actually taking the gold a bit faster than Error. Okay, Error is taking the gold right now, and in mass, which is good. But yeah, again, weak iron spots. Very much weak iron spots. Might be very problematic. This one is fine, but far. This one is actually very good. And here is the 4th grain farm. Nice. Meanwhile, Error is making 2 farms. 2-1-2, alright, maybe that will be enough for some time. 1-1-1. I don't see second. I think that's his only one. Which might not be great. I think he needs second one. But Error is indeed taking golds nicely. Although on one fisherman that won't be enough. You gotta get more. I think he already is planning to do so, or at least I hope so. And yeah, that's a mill. That was kinda predictable. There aren't many structures when it comes to mines that are small in size. And we also see first gold smelter. That's kinda an advantage for Error, who is already smelting the gold. Although there will be a problem for him when it comes to, well, just space. First change spell was cast. Honestly, if you have 0 mana, you should just destroy this temple and then rebuild it. Especially if you get a few priests from it already. And yeah, right now Error is not having too many settlers. Not at all. He's slightly ahead in buildings, slightly behind the value of those buildings. Already smelting gold for a bit more and also already smelting weapons. Which is good for him. But the settlers will be the crucial part. And he just has few that are standing. Which is not great. At all. At all. At all. Not great at all. That said, Kamchi is not far behind. Not at all. Although his echo is, I feel like, slightly bigger overall. Lack of mana might be a problem for him too. Honestly, I do consider MG to be the most open rules when it comes to different strategies. Like, melee play is not yet phased out. Bowmans already have some merit, and special units are usually, well, much more special. And on HG it's kinda much more archer focused. Like, you already make enough archers that every other unit is just not in the same tier. I mean, you can still use like melee units and stuff, but they are just not that good. But yeah, Kamchi already 2-2-2. Error 1-2-2. Probably next one very soon. Yep. Right now it's coming in. He's gathering weapons in the same space that he's gathering stone in. Not great, Error, not great. That's kinda a problem, I feel like. Just a bit of a problem. Honestly, seeing error in finals of upper bracket might be very interesting. Because, yeah, like, okay, at least he has some settlers. But that's not enough. That's kind of late spot in the game, and honestly, when they are equal, error will need more to just get everything going. In my opinion. And he's kind of locked out of magazines. Which is funny too. He needs that magazine. At least. And there is like 8 spaces in each. And there is just last one sword lying there waiting for someone to pick it up. And there we go. Let's see if there was any scouting from Kamchi. Not really. He's not having any spice right now. From her, it seems to be similar. What is giving him this badge? Oh! These have to be thieves. Yeah, he has 5 thieves. And we call the exact moment when they are leaving the base. Insane. And he started recruiting. Honestly, kinda good move. He should also add more mana, in my opinion. And there is more gold. 6 mines here. Honestly, I would send like 1 geologist there to just uncover that. That's just 1 hammer. Honestly, the cost is not that big. And we see error actually scouting. That's a bad place to stand, by the way. You usually want to stand where settlers actually congregate. And, I don't know, talk about stuff. You shouldn't be standing alone in some space. That looks suspicious. Although it's hard to scout often, anyway. In my opinion, like, there are better and worse spots to stand. Like, behind this stone is like prime hiding spot. And the scout is moving. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. Next to this stone field. Slightly closer to the buildings and it would be perfect. But he does see the magazines. The distance is also not huge. Honestly, you could try to lure this sword out into the barrier and then make like rapid settler assault to get some gold from Kamchi. Although that might have been suicidal for error at some point. Error seems to not have enough gold smelters. Ooh, that's painful. That's quite painful. Error is ahead, but not in gold, really. I mean, okay, I retract that. He's pretty even. He's pretty even in gold. Put more settlers, please. Just more settlers. You have the mana, you have the units. Get KK perhaps. KK is quite important. And also start making towers already, probably. He sees the tower here. That means one thing, a rat. And that rat might just go there. And here he sees Kamchi's army, which is also really good. Yeah, as I expected, blowgunners and melee units. I mean swords. Swordsmans. Quite good. But this is his major vulnerability. At least if he doesn't crush it till PT. There is probably something there as well. So I will just go and check. He's probably making additional towers, yeah. One here, one there. Never too many. And here we see swords and axes. Pretty much only. And he's kinda short on iron, but he did just cast the spell, which is good. Although he should soon start going for something more reliable. I feel like he should get like either fisherman. Okay, he does have. But this is actually working quite well. But overall this looks quite good. Where is his charcoal? Honestly, with this many logs... Yeah, get a charcoal, please. Charcoal is such a game changer often. Like with this many logs. This is something you don't always think about, but he's not building that much right now. He doesn't have that much space. So getting one charcoal would basically grant him additional coal mine. And that coal mine would be huge in the longer game. That's what I mean, in a later game. But honestly, it looks very good for Arrow right now. And he's scaling quite well. Although this is still vulnerability that hasn't been crushed. This is his defensive stack. What? That kinda looks weird. And yeah, Kamchi is expanding in this direction. Honestly, that's a very good map for like ship. You could destroy all of that. Get a ship, mate. Get a ship. Although an MG is quite a big resource investment. So I don't know, but I would still love to see warship. For the amount of damage it can cause, it's amazing. Like literally. All of those fishermen's, like these two gold smelters, this. And the rat from Kamchi. Because as I can see, this is also vulnerability for error. This middle tower that hasn't been crushed yet. Honestly, it might just turn into trade. And there is probably a scout from Kamchi that's coming in to check if this tower exists. This might be lost in a stupid way. Very stupid. Yeah, that thief probably sees that tower. And Error doesn't really have any other. Please remember to crush that. Yes. Good. Very good. Indeed. And we are very close to PT. So let's check. Yeah, Error is better. Error is better right now. And he has mana. The mana is huge for Vikings, especially on MG. And he did kill the spy. That's very good for him as well. Although in defensive warfare... Oh my god. Kamchi might very well win this that way. By just being annoying. Because this is basically a fortress. This is not just some kind of encampment. That's just fortress. These blowgunners will basically destroy anything in their path. Like, you can't rush that with Vikings. You have to have, like, War Machine. And these are allowed only from 15 minutes onward. I mean, 1 hour is 15 minutes. So we will see how that goes. That's really interesting. What about settlers? How are they standing? Both have very little settlers. That's not a number you want to see, in my opinion. Oh no, 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 no. Kamchi is ahead in KK and buildings. Error is ahead in army. But the longer he waits, the more disadvantage will turn into weakness. Because I expect Kamchi to scale. And Error might have somewhat of a hard time actually scaling. But Error is not rushing just yet, he's just standing there. Making more and more towers. Error has just one. Yeah. He has to convert into other sources of iron. Because this is not sustainable in the long run. Not sustainable. And this is also a good idea. Honestly, rat from this direction would have been crazy. That would be very good to look at and see, because you could just deny so much of development, because that's basically the only mountain you have. You have also this. You perhaps have this, but this is your most natural expansion. So if you manage to deny that, that's like denying not only one tower. You're denying like 1, 2, 3, 4 towers. And that's not something you want to see, because that means you will be behind, especially on gold. Well, not in this case, but if Error gets this, this, and this, and you do not, that will be a problem. Alternatively, from the other side, it might be a case as well. Although Kamchi is way further ahead. Like, Error already has this gold, but haven't checked it, and Kamchi did the reverse. He checked it, but he does not have the territory there yet. Interesting comparison, honestly. And Error is preparing to go in. But this is such a strong defensive position, honestly. This is insane. And look at this mana. That's 5, 3, 2. Okay, very good. But not... He's making mana, but no large temple yet. And that might as well be a weakness. Although Mayans are very good at defensive warfare. Very, very good. That tower knows everything. Like, straight up everything. That's actually fine. I like that placement of mana. But still, like, rats here would be very interesting to see. And here KK is made. Is Error making KK? He does not just yet. Oh no, he is. He is. So they are pretty much equal. Although Error does need more farms, I feel like 3 is not enough. Maybe he has 4th somewhere. 2, 3. 3 to 4? To 2? Well, that's certainly wrong. Where is your 4th farm, my dude? Where is your 4th farm? Yeah, he certainly needs a bit more farms. Otherwise, he will be in trouble quite soon. Let's check the stats real quick. And Kamchi is basically on even ground with her, except for mana. But at this rate, Kamchi will actually outgrow Error, and that will be a huge problem for him. His biggest advantage was during the PT, but even that wasn't that big, and additionally, well, he would have fought in really bad terrain between buildings of his opponent with melee units against, well, blowgunners and swords, which is a really nasty combination. Yeah, that's basically... you never want to stay in vision with your army. You should also think outside the box a bit. What do we have there? And Error is very sanely adding just more territory. I mean, because he wants the stone. That's what I would think, but what you were saying makes sense. Also, he's kinda out of iron. He can't really afford to spam this, and he didn't yet convert to meat, which is kinda bad. But yeah, I agree with you that not converting. Ooh, there goes the stone. There goes the... Okay, fast enough reaction. And he has no army here. No army close to this tower. Fortunately, they are retreating. Although there are more towers to be found. But this will be annoying. And both of them are kinda only now getting tower. I mean temple. Here they are moving. And here is the rat that's just running around. And that means that you probably should convert to a stronger defensive structure. Yes, I do like castles. Especially if I'm not playing against Vikings. Then castles are just amazing. Honestly, like, I feel like small towers are just spaced defenses and towering has begun. Very good. King of the lake, king of the lake. That's a meme now. That's a meme for us. King of the lake. That said, no ship on this lake. That's a pit. Yep. The tower has been made. Yeah. That means he should lose. That means he should lose. He just lacks the ship. He still has to make a ship or two, and then the prophecy will be complete. Meanwhile, this lake is just so vulnerable to bombardment from a ship that it's insane. Error might even see that. That's so funny. Yeah, that's unreadable. You can't rot that. Although, I mean, I do not like access for rats. I really do not like that. You don't want to destroy the towers, you want to take the inflict economic losses. Because it's very likely that this is not his last tower. Actually, it is right now. But that's, like, not big enough. I mean, here might be one, but whatever. Oh, you mean he's converting to the dark tribes? Like, he's no longer Mayans, he's no dark tribes, and he will send the flying machines to kidnap errors settlers. That being said, let me check the settlers. And they are fine, okay. They are fine. They're kinda even. Error still has more army. Although, yeah, it's nice mix. Nice split, Kamchi just waiting in between buildings. King of the lake, king of the lake. No ship right here, very much a pity. I would love to see a ship here. It would destroy a lot. Also rat here would be very nice. These soldiers are still waiting. So nothing big has happened, and these soldiers are also waiting. But there is not really a target for them. Yeah, that's really funny. They are just playing around. Kamchi is getting towered a little. Arrow should make more builders, I guess. And honestly, I found out that towering every other tower is like really good. It is so fast because there is constantly someone like building stuff there, etc. Okay, get the tower, get the tower, get the tower. Yes. And the fight has begun. Not the greatest one. The axes are very much stuck in between like archers, which is a bad thing. He managed to crash the tower. The spells are doing a lot, but the... Okay, at this point, the axes are just not worth it, as they will just be a dead meat, being constantly frozen, unless Kamchi starts to retreat. Kamchi knows, oh my god, I should have voted error, I voted Kamchi. That's... I can't believe it. Error will be in finals of upper bracket. That will not yet eliminate Kamchi, but that's stupid. What the heck? Kamchi should be so much better. He was so much better when it came to the X1 show match, but on X2 it's like okay, and he's being attacked here as well, which is cutting off reinforcements. But the fight is not that good for okay. Error has just much more, but this fight is not good. He should have sent many more units here to already be there on the barracks. But he's sending reinforcements constantly and fighting not on his own terrain. So yeah, I guess this will be a fight. That's quite good. Although, oh my god, that's so big, that's so big. The rat, I guess, from Kamchi got defeated somewhere. Yeah, the rat probably got defeated. And now Error is taking this spoils of war. Just look how many settlers are going there for that. And honestly, he might... Okay, he won't, but he's close to stalling with settlers. Because he just took so many spoils. That's insane. And Kamchi finally has the settlers, but a lot of his spoils have been taken already. And that's GG. And, oh my god. And Error wins. And Error wins. The underdog wins both games. What the heck? He was never supposed to make it this far. Oh my god. I'm gonna go to do an interview. Okay. Let's try to do an interview with Error. Okay, he will be there in 1 minute. So... I'm kinda waiting. We'll do it in English. If guys don't switch quite quick. But yeah. So yeah, I'm really curious. Like, wow, that was something. I'm glad I streamed it, despite the like 6 or 7 fatal errors in the beginning of the first game. That was quite insane. Hello, Edward. How are you feeling after
Hello.
beating second place of last year's Polish championships?
1 second, I have to write Fennec.
Sorry?
Okay. I feel good, but I don't know. Kamchi isn't in his best prime.
Yeah,
In the
it kind of feels like that.
Yeah, I was a little bit scared of MG right now because I didn't do as much as I expected. I wanted to do like 180, but I did 110. So
Yeah.
it's a bit less than that.
Oh, he fortunately had less than that too. But okay, let's switch to Polish as other guys came in.
Dobra, właśnie. Tutaj polskie mistrzostwa są. No nic, GG, Errorek. Przejechałeś Kamchiego. Jak się czujesz z tym faktem? Mam nadzieję, że ci szajba nie odjebie.
Chujowo, trochę mi go szkoda.
O, no to
Alright,
chociaż tyle.
Bo
I will be ending the stream and see you guys next time. Cheers.